Hello, it's Jacqueline here for our cooking class today. And some of you have been telling me you hate to cook. I don't get it. Actually, maybe I do, because sometimes people hate to cook because they don't have the tools to make life simple in their kitchen. But sometimes it comes more to time saving and so on and so forth, which is why I really think that you should really check out Epicure. Now, today's cooking class, I'm not going to ask you guys to cook at all. In fact, I was inspired this week. I've been always sharing with you how important it is to stretch your dollars at the grocery store. And I literally had a different plan for my cooking class this week until I walked into the grocery store. And directly in front of me when I walked in was this massive bin of Brussels sprouts. Now, I absolutely love Brussels sprouts. If there's Brussels sprouts on the menu, I'm grabbing it. Say hi, let me know where you're coming from. Do you love Brussels sprouts? It's a love or hate thing. Like I said, every time I see Brussels sprouts on the menu, I'm ordering it. Love Brussels sprouts. So you can imagine my excitement when I walked into the grocery store, and normally Brussels sprouts at my little grocery store, the price said $3.99 a pound, on sale for 49 cents. Start the car. I bought a lot. Okay, so I thought today what I'd do, for those of you who either love Brussels sprouts, hi Cindy, or those of you who hate Brussels sprouts, you love Brussels sprouts, Cindy, you're gonna love this recipe. You're gonna like, I'm gonna convert you, or you're just gonna fall in love with this recipe, bottom line. So today, I'm going to do a Brussels sprout slaw. So I'll give you some fun food facts while we're going through this as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Brussels sprouts came from, Brussels. Yes, they're named after Brussels in Belgium. And they were a crop way back in the 16th century. Of course, it migrated across the ocean in about the 18th century down in Louisiana, so the southern states. And lo and behold, by the 19th century, California, that garden mecca, grabbed Brussels sprouts, and they are now one of the top producers. In fact, I believe last year, I wrote it down because it's like, wow, that's a lot. 70 million pounds, 70 million pounds of Brussels sprouts. So I'm not the only one that loves them, clearly, because I don't eat that much. So these Brussels sprouts, if you've never seen them, okay, some of you may have passed these up at the grocery store. Don't do that. But these are little bombs of wonder when it comes to your health. They have 4 times the amount of vitamin C as an orange. 4 times. Plus, they've got antioxidants in them, which is good for you. They can lower your cholesterol. I mean, they've got so many benefits. So it's like a little mini cabbage with all the benefits. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make a slaw. Now, to save myself a lot of time, if you have a food processor, and I really hope you do for this recipe, you're going to want to just slice it. Slice it. And I've chopped up, I bought about 2 pounds of this. Actually, I bought almost 3 now that I think of the price, because I think it came to $1. Ready for this? I've got meals for like 3 days, and it cost me $1.47. Yeah, so almost 3 pounds I bought. So anyway, I've got my slaw in here, and I've sliced it all up here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some Epicure to make an amazing salad dressing, okay? So what are we gonna do with this? Well, if you think you love Brussels sprouts, I'm going to introduce you to our honey mustard. Now, a little fact about in my house, if I have an open honey mustard, I can almost guarantee that when I go to the fridge the next time, it's almost gone. This has to be like one of my husband's favorites. Like, he makes sandwiches for himself for lunch, and I don't know how much he puts on, a lot. If you've never tried our honey mustard, I really encourage you to check it out. The ingredients for it. It says a bold twist on a classic condiment for grilled meats and sandwiches. And clearly Dawn knows all about sandwiches. It adds a flair to marinades, dressings, which is what we're doing today. It's kid approved for chicken fingers. Yum, especially when you use crispy, crunchy coating. It has organic distilled vinegar, organic honey, organic cane sugar, water, organic mustard seeds, sea salt, organic turmeric, hello, that's good for you, and organic spices. Seriously, this is a rock star. So what we're going to do, I'm going to introduce you to a few other things, but I'm going to recommend that you actually, if you have a mixer, it's going to work best. I've just got a little bullet here. You could use your mini whisk, but I want to sort of whip through this quickly. This is going to be a really short cooking class, so I can start eating it really fast. Yeah, I did tell you I love Brussels sprouts, right? I can hardly wait to get this done. And to this, we're going to, of course, add some oil. So you're going to put, that was a 1/4 cup of honey mustard. We're going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil using our 1 cup prep bowls, by the way. Measured graduations right on here. Hey, Chris, Michelle, good to see you guys. And then the other thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put some citrus in here. Now, if you have lemons, great. I always have lemons in my kitchen. You could use vinegar if you would prefer. I'm just looking for my knife, guys. Give me a second. You could use apple cider vinegar if you prefer. I wouldn't prefer, but if it's the only thing you have, it certainly will work. But I love lemons. So make sure you wash your lemons. I'm using our ceramic knife. And we're literally going to put the juice of 1 whole lemon. So what I love about using our 2-in-1 citrus press is it literally squeezes the inside out. So when you purchase this, make sure you have the cut side down so it actually, the juice goes through the holes. I have seen, even on commercial cooking shows with chefs, or they call themselves chefs, really? I've seen so many chefs put them in this way. Like, what the heck? Go back to school and learn physics. Juice will go through holes if you put it that way. Otherwise, you're pushing this against the holes. Where's the juice going to go but in your eye? So here you go. So you're going to squeeze this, and you're going to get a lot of juice out of this. As I mentioned, squeezed it flat like a pancake. And what I love about this is because you've washed your lemon, you're actually getting the oils from your lemon going into your juice as well. So lots of flavor. Okay, so what else am I putting in this? Well, we need to add protein, so I'm going to show you that in a quick second. But I wanted to introduce you to a spice that you have probably never tried before. It's not new to our line. We did have it many, many years ago, and I fell in love with it, and then it left. And I was very sad. This is za'atar. I'm going to be doing a profile on this in the very near future, but this is from the Middle East. And the ingredients is sumac, sesame seeds, spices, herbs, and sea salt. I'm going to tell you, I love this. Now, a little goes a long way, but I do want flavor. So I'm actually going to put a teaspoon of this in here. And I also, because there's no garlic in there, and I love garlic, I'm going to put some of our minced garlic in here. Now remember, this minced garlic, if you don't have this as a pantry staple, Epicure's done all the chopping in here. And there's actually the equivalent of 67 cloves of garlic, all done up for you. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of that. Just to give you an idea, half a teaspoon is equivalent to 1 garlic clove. Okay, so anytime you see a recipe asking for garlic, go just grab your minced garlic. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to blitz this on my little blender, or you could, if you had a bowl, you could probably just shake it up. I'm just going to stick this on here so I can tell you some fun food facts. Okay, now I did also say that I wanted to add protein, and although this is a fabulous, absolutely fabulous vegetable on its own, I wanted to make sure you have protein. You should have protein in your meal on every single meal that you have. And I was thinking, what would probably go really nice with this? And one of the thoughts I had was chickpeas. How many of you buy chickpeas? Oh, Cindy, you asked a question. What can a person use instead of za'atar? What would I put in here? You know what? I might even put something like maybe fajita seasoning. Do you have, Cindy, do you have fajita seasoning? I would maybe put a little, just to give it a little bit of a kick, because the honey mustard, the honey in there is, in my opinion, it's really sweet, which is I think why my husband likes it so much, but I like having the spice to it. So maybe find something that is a little bit more of a, has a bit of a zip to it. So, okay, going back. Hey, Tracy, good to see you, and Terry Ann. So I'm not sure if you have ever made your own beans. Beans are very inexpensive. Again, you're stretching your dollars. You might go to the store and buy canned beans. One of the things that I hate about canned beans is how slimy they are. Do you guys get what I'm talking about? So I want to show you how to make your own. So these are chickpeas. So they're whole chickpeas. And this is so easy for you to do. Here's the instructions. And I will put them up to my website. But get one of our steamers. I personally like the round steamer, and I'll tell you why. Our round steamer has a really thick wall. And I really like having that thicker wall when I'm using things with liquid, especially when I'm heating it. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your prep bowl. You're gonna measure 1 cup of dried chickpeas. You're gonna put it in a steamer. You're gonna cover it so that there's 2 inches of water on top. Now I did a trial just on this, so if you're seeing that they're quite dark, I wanted to just see if I put za'atar seasoning in there here, if it would actually flavor the chickpeas, and it doesn't. So don't waste your spices, but I had to try it for you guys. So now you know. Anyway, what I did is I let it sit overnight, and here's a tip. You won't see this on many shows, but you're gonna put a little bit of baking soda. How much? Half a teaspoon of baking soda. Why do we put baking soda in? Well, we're gonna put it in with our 4-in-1 spoon on the back side, but this will help break down the membrane. And because it's sitting in that overnight, it will actually make your chickpeas or beans that much better, smoother, especially if you're doing hummus, okay? So you're letting that sit overnight. When you get up the next morning and you've got time, or maybe it's just before you're going to eat, you're going to cook this in the microwave. Now, traditionally, I'm going to read the instructions because I know it's long. Normally, you would have to bring it to a boil, reduce the heat, and cover it for 22 minutes. No, you're steaming it. You'll love the steamer. Steamers will literally change how you cook in your kitchen. This is only going to take 10 minutes in your microwave. Okay, and I just use the same water that it was in. Then you might want to grab our collapsible steam strainer. And I love, here's the collapsible part, just so you can see it. Takes no room whatsoever, but you can pump that up really quickly and just drain off your liquid. Okay, I see a lot of consultants do this as well, so they can drain it. As you can see, I need the strainer. I always get a few left behind. Anyway, so we've got basically our chickpeas, and if you've never tried these, they are so different because they're not slimy. You can actually taste the chickpeas. They taste like something. So they've got a little bit of a mouthfeel to them, but so good. So much better for you. Okay, so I wanted to add some chickpeas. As you can see, this was 1 cup of chickpeas, so you get a lot. So you can store these in your fridge for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days. So I'm just gonna throw a few of them in here. We're gonna toss it right away. We're gonna put our salad dressing in here. So I'm gonna say I'm roughly putting in, I don't know, half a cup. And then what else am I going to toss in here? Well, I love the color, so I'm just going to put in some red onion. So again, using my ceramic knife, I'm just going to put a couple slices of this. Sprinkle this around. And remember, people eat with their eyes, so if you can make it look attractive, it's much better. I mean, could you eat a green egg? I don't know. I maybe could for the kids, for Dr. Seuss, but probably not that appealing. Okay, so I blitzed my salad dressing here. I'm also going to add a couple more things here for flavor. This is what the salad dressing looks like. Always taste your dressing before you put it on. Oh my gosh, supper is going to be so good tonight. Okay, so the other things that I'm going to add is I thought to save you guys some money, and I always have nuts in the house because nuts are good as well. I only had almonds, and you might want to put slivered almonds in here, but if you're going to the grocery store and buying slivered almonds, I'm going to tell you, you're paying too much money. You can literally get the skins off by soaking them, but I sort of thought the color might look nice, and I just cut whole almonds up. So I'm going to sprinkle those I've got about a half a cup here. And then I was looking for snacks the other day because we're going on a trip. And I came across a Canadian product. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, I'm hiding it under my chickpeas. And it was whole dried strawberries, made in Canada. And I thought, I'm going to try these. So anyway, they're a lot darker than what I thought, but they are sure tasty. And I thought, if you don't have whole dried strawberries, fresh strawberries work. But I didn't have any, and I did have these stashed downstairs, and I wasn't going to go back to the grocery store. So if you are putting in cranberries, you could put in here. Strawberries, of course, because it's spring and strawberries are in the store and they're probably inexpensive. You could put raspberries in. Just look for what's on sale. And I thought it's really just for the color. So, and then because it's slaw, the nice thing about putting your dressing on is it's not like salad dressing and lettuce, where when you put it on, your lettuce starts now to wilt. This will actually, if you let it sit a little bit, it will actually get better with time. So if you're making this, you can make it the morning of, or make it at lunch and serve it at dinner. I know it's only, what, 3:17 here. I'm probably not going to eat till 6, and it's just going to be that much better. So I'm tossing it with our grip and grabs. If any of you were hot off the mark and had placed an order earlier in this month, this was actually a free product with a $60 order. Right now, by placing a $60 order in the month of April, this is what you can get for free. So if you need a citrus press and you want it for free, go look at some of our amazing product. Maybe you want to grab za'atar because I've just introduced you to it. And of course, our honey mustard, and get a citrus press for free. So there you go, folks. This is your slaw. And I honestly, I hope you don't mind me eating. Let me just grab a little piece here. Oh, delicious. So how many of you might be encouraged to maybe give Brussels sprouts a try? Now, as I mentioned, I got Brussels sprouts on sale, so I'm actually going to be doing a hot dish as well. So stay tuned. I'm going to record that, and you're going to probably see it at the beginning of May. So thanks, guys, for coming into my cooking class. Remember, cooking in the kitchen can be really easy if you have some great ingredients, and you can keep your budget on task if you just buy what you see on sale. If you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me. And other than that, I hope you come back to see me again for another quick cooking class on how to put meal on the table. Inexpensive, super tasty, and really easy. Take care. Bye for now.